right. Welcome everybody to another episode of Canadian Talk. We have an exciting episode today. Um, Janet McNamara on the podcast. So, just to give you guys a little bit of background, I came across Janet online, um, and I saw some of her clips, and I thought they were absolutely top quality comedy. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like this girl kind of looks like somebody that she might be like your nice aunt, and it's like you just get to enjoy her as a family, and everybody loves her. But somehow the world found her, and she's finding her way out there. Like, so I saw your clips on Instagram, which turned out to sort of comprise what your special is. And like if I could do dumb summary, your special's it's like 50 minutes long, and they're kind of like chunks. Maybe like you could call it 6 to 10 jokes that are pretty good chunks. But each one of those jokes are literally some of the best jokes I've ever heard in my life. I've been doing comedy podcasts for 8 years. I've studied comedy ever since I was a little kid. I've never seen anything like it. You're literally my favorite female comedian right now. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time. And I know you just had a special that came out. And I put it on my list, the name of it. I forgot it crazily enough.
Not
As I'm complimenting it, I forget the name. Oh, it's
it's
off your
called
store.
not smart enough.
Yeah, sorry. What's it called?
Not smart enough.
Not smart enough. Yes, and so please go out there and watch her special. It's on YouTube, and yeah, it just released I think on the 22nd or something 2 days ago. So it's so amazing for you to carve out an hour of your time for me here
Yeah,
today. So
it's on YouTube and then it's on Spotify. I have an album too, which the album is a little longer. The album's about an hour. I cut some jokes on the YouTube special that I prefer. I knew that my mom would watch the YouTube, but I didn't. I don't think my mom would watch the Spotify,
yeah,
so I cut jokes
yeah.
on the YouTube.
Well, I'm gonna have to go and listen to the longer one now. So because
Yeah,
so the ones that
it's
are on,
basically the same thing, except there's like two jokes in the on the actual audio album on Spotify that isn't on the
yeah.
YouTube.
Did you say it's because they're Jewish jokes, or did you say are they sex jokes?
I say the C word a lot.
Oh, I see. I see. And
Yeah.
you don't want Mama seeing that.
No.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, welcome to the Canadian Talk podcast. Yeah, we just sit and we just talk. So like, how's your day going today? What are you getting up to today? Promoting
Good.
the new special all day or what?
I'm chilling. Yeah, obviously the special was funny because it was like I released it. I want to say today's Saturday. I released it Thursday, and it was hovering under 200 views for the first 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, yeah, I saw
Pretty
that because I had
impressive.
watched it, and then like 20 hours later, I saw it had 250 views, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I think I'm not sure exactly what happened with the algorithm, but I woke up on Friday morning and it had jumped up to like 5,000, and I was like,
Awesome.
okay, phew! I didn't spend 15 years putting out a complete flop
Yeah,
that
yeah.
got 200 views.
Oh man, I tell you, you definitely didn't, and you can tell that was one of my questions on my list was like, how many years were you working on this material to make this particular special, and is it your first special? Because like I said, the structure of it was just it was like massage to my brain. It was so structured, and each like 5 to 10 minute chunk was just like so cohesive, and you had so many tags, and it was so good.
Yeah,
How many years did it take?
15 years.
That's all of it, hey? Wow. Are you?
Like I wrote that autism joke. I probably finished I haven't written a new tag for that autism joke. Actually, no, because I wrote that whole third section about the life jackets, and that I wrote last year. But that first 7 minute chunk of the first two autism tests, that took me 12 years. So that first, it was a doctor who told me, who I asked the psychiatrist if I was autistic, and he said people with autism generally have above average IQs.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was the beginning of that joke.
yeah, yeah.
Was just that one liner.
Yeah, it
And
seems like such a simple kind of a premise, but then you just expand on it so much, and you kind of make
yeah,
it your own. Even though a person would go, "Oh, like everybody has those autism jokes," but the way you do it, and with your shtick, the way you present it as well, like as a comedian, it takes it to a whole new level. You know?
yeah, not to get too nerdy with it, but yeah, that's the way I the way I write is that I have hundreds of one-liners and hundreds of premises. And for me, the hard part is how to make it so that it's in a bow. Like,
Yeah, to
you know
group
what I
to
mean?
group them
I don't
together.
want to get up there
Uh,
and say 51 line. First of all, I can't memorize that. I
yeah,
can't, like, the reason why my this is vibrating, but the reason why my act is structured the way it is because I have a really bad memory.
okay,
So I can memorize, like, I think that special is, I think you're right. I think it's about 5 jokes.
yeah. There's not too
Um,
many separate premises. Yeah.
no.
Um,
So I just basically had to memorize 5 things.
Yeah. You know what I've been
Um,
thinking about doing? Because I'm kind of the same way with, I've got these lists of jokes. I've been thinking about taking them all and putting them into like an AI and getting them to group them all together so that they're all, I know,
uh,
sorry to talk about AI. AI is so stupid. I'm sorry. But yeah, I
AI is
think,
gonna fuck it up. AI,
yeah,
like, you like
I just feel
the
like I
thing with
have to
comedy.
use it.
Comedy's supposed to be so authentic. It's supposed to be you, and AI. Like, you're smart enough
But
to
it's just
know.
grouping, it's just helping me organize them, so
Yeah,
maybe,
but like, you're smart enough to be able to organize jokes on your own. You don't need
you're right.
AI to
Yeah.
tell you that all these jokes are about autism. Come on, bro.
Oh, you got me
Uh,
so good. Yeah. No, you're
like,
right. You're right.
you're
Totally.
not that stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
get you're
hey,
Canadian.
hey,
Like,
hey, you might be right. I think I might be that stupid.
um, yeah, you could definitely. I think it's like the autism thing. I had all these jokes about autism. I had the joke about relaxing. That relaxing joke I wrote in like a bar because I was at a bar and I was about to get in a fight with some lady, and my friend was like, "Bro, relax,"
Yeah.
and I like immediately calmed down.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "That's insane. That like somebody could just tell you to relax and you just like
Listen. Yeah.
relax because nobody actually relaxes." Like, he was like, "That's the most insane thing I've ever seen," where like you just reassess your mood
Yeah.
and calm down when somebody tells you to calm down.
Yeah.
And,
Well, honestly, I think I'm kind of the same way, and I'm a guy, so I definitely shouldn't be listening to people telling me how to feel. But I do.
yeah,
I do
but
it too.
then, anyways, I had like 5 or 6 jokes that were like one-liners that I didn't know where to put in my act, and then I had that autism test where the guy said like, "You're so close, the tags and shifts don't bother you," and that's what put it all in a bow.
Yeah.
And that's where I was able to go. I can have the central theme of trying to get an autism diagnosis and not being able to get it.
Yeah.
Uh,
For sure.
that's their nerdy way of how that
Yeah.
joke came about.
No, I
Because
love
that
that.
autism test was about 8 or 9 years ago, where that guy said, "You're so close."
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Um,
love hearing that side of it. Not too nerdy at all. So,
yeah.
what else? So do you have any hobbies that you do? I'm so glad that your special is doing so good. And like
Oh,
I
thank you.
said, I think that it's not one of those things where it doesn't matter if it doesn't get a million views in the first week. I think it's gonna stand up. And over time,
Agreed.
it's like gonna be like Happy Gilmore, where it just keeps getting views for years and years and forever.
Yeah.
That's just, maybe it's just my opinion, but I felt the same way when I saw Ben Bankis's first special. He came on the show a few years back, right now, and now he's basically, I don't know if you know him. He's from Toronto,
No.
but he is huge now. He's got 1 million followers on Instagram, and he had 35,000 just like you 4 years ago, and your
Mhm.
special's better than his. So, uh, yeah. Like, what kind of hobbies do you have outside of stand up?
I listen to a lot of music. I'm into Courtney Barnett. I'm into Justin Bieber, the Grateful Dead,
Wow.
Rest in Peace Bobby. Um, I listen to a lot because I'm an accountant, so I sit in a cubicle all day
Hmm.
and I listen to music
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do and like I like puzzles.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Hey, I'm right there with you.
it's very boring. It's
Yeah.
very artistic.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way, but I'm not really a music guy. Like, I just listen to podcasts, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
I don't have the attention span to
yeah,
listen to. I used to be able to listen to podcasts like pre-COVID ruined my attention span
yeah,
because COVID is when I started watching TV and being on my phone at the same time.
yeah,
And now, like, I've been trying to watch Heated Rivals for like 3 weeks now, and I can't get through an episode.
yeah. Did you see
Because
Matt
I just
Damon?
get bored.
Did you see Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were on Joe Rogan Experience talking about their new movie, The Rip or whatever, and they were saying that that Netflix people like tell them to kind of design their scripts now around reiterating the plot several times throughout the movie to account for just that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
I saw like a BuzzFeed article or something about that, but
Mhm. Yeah,
I didn't actually see I didn't actually watch Joe Rogan's podcast,
fair
but
enough.
I did see the
Yeah,
BuzzFeed thing where they were like put the action scenes right in the mid in the front.
yeah, yeah. Right at the beginning, get people into it.
Because
Yeah,
it's funny, movies. My understanding of writing a movie script is that it's so formulaic in that like on page 4 this should happen, on page 6 this should like it's and yeah, it's changing everything because it's true. Um, I was watching Heated Rivals this morning. I was trying to get through episode 3, which I've watched like 3 times now because I keep losing the plot because
yeah,
I'm on my phone. And I noticed from watching, I read that BuzzFeed article, I think yesterday, this morning,
yeah,
and I noticed that during the episode, they did say the plot over and over, where there's this hockey player that keeps going into a cafe and is flirting with a barista, and they repeat that plot point like 3 times,
yeah,
just because it just keeps going over your head because you're
yeah,
not fully paying attention. You're just waiting for the sex scenes.
yeah. Well, they shouldn't have to repeat that part. They should just have to say it once because I think we all know that hockey players do that. It's like
Yeah,
they should have to say it once, and it's just a reminder of something you already know. But yeah, I was
that
gonna
hockey
say,
players that hockey players are gay. I didn't know that until very recently.
I think that's lacrosse players, but I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know
yeah,
any. I didn't know any of those stereotypes. I just knew I knew field hockey and softball. Like I knew the lesbian stereotypes, but I
for
didn't
sure.
really know there was men gay sports besides
Yeah,
like gymnastics.
yeah. Besides the
But
obvious one,
I
like
didn't know
swimming,
hockey. I didn't know hockey was such a gay sport.
it is honestly. It is.
Yeah,
Any team sport is gay. I think just a little bit.
I guess that does make sense.
Yeah.
You hang. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, yeah, I can identify with you a lot. I'm an engineer, so I sit at a desk a lot all day as well, or I used to, I suppose. And yeah, like I also in my you're gonna think this is crazy, but in the place that I watch shows and stuff, I literally actually have two TVs going at the same time with the audio playing too. You'd think that okay, one's silent and it's like a show that you can watch without audio, and the other one is no. I have the audio on both of them, like a schizophrenic watching two TVs at once.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. And then I still
COVID
end up
ruined our
on my phone.
COVID ruined our brains as
Yeah,
far as our need for
in more ways
constant.
than one.
Sorry.
In more ways than one too. Like
Yeah, I I can't I haven't been able to even in the car no matter where I am. I my favorite podcast. I like the podcast. What's it called? I have really bad memory recall. There's a podcast called
who's in it?
Bro, you're asking me questions. Uh,
Sorry,
that
I'm
I
not
would
trying
know.
to stifle your train of
It's
thought.
called something gossip. It's a really popular podcast.
Oh, okay.
Normal gossip.
Okay.
It's
No,
probably my favorite podcast, and I can only listen to it if somebody else is in the car with me.
yeah.
But
Why is
if I'm
that?
in the car by myself, I can't listen to it because I my mind starts wandering
Yeah.
into thinking about ruminating about something,
Yeah.
um, or wandering about like they'll mention something and my mind will just go off.
Yeah.
And I can't even if I'm driving, I can't listen to it.
Are you
But I
so
used to be able to do it all day, and I can't do it anymore.
yeah. So do you still work as an accountant nowadays or do you do comedy full time?
I'm transitioning. I'm still an accountant. I'm the controller at like a law firm in Boston. Um, and part of being in like I gave 6 months notice in August.
Wow.
I walked in my boss's office and I was like, I'm not. I've tried to do it. It's just not. It's not even a like moral thing. I'm just incapable of slow quitting. Um, like I put in my notice. I told my boss I was going to quit, and then the following week I put in 60 hours, and I came in over the weekend. Like I don't know what's
Wow.
wrong with me, but on a work level, I get really. First of all, I really like accounting. Accounting, it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. Like I find it, I get really hyper focused, and I really enjoy it. I don't like managing. I don't like the people aspect. People don't realize how, and I didn't realize it until I got into it, how many people are involved in accounting. You actually deal with a lot of people and a lot of meetings
Yeah.
and a lot of
Yeah.
trying to get people to do it.
Yeah.
It's actually like, if I could just be an entry level accountant for the rest of my life,
You'd want to do that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually, that's what I'm transitioning into doing. If anybody has an entry level job, so basically, my whole thing is like, this past year, I've been turning down opportunities because I don't have the vacation time, I don't have the mental bandwidth. Like my brain goes from right to left at night. I can't like, I don't have like the mental capacity to like talk to audience members after my show. I just kind of put on my headphones and leave right after my set because I'm just so tired from. But anyways,
You just Ellen DeGeneres it.
I Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, I'm such a jackass. But my last day of my job is March 31st.
Oh man, that's exciting. It's coming up.
I'm really excited. And then starting this next week, I have Fridays off. So
Yeah.
I'm working 4 days. I'm transitioning to 4 days a week, and then they already hired my replacement. So all I'm really doing at my current job is when something comes up that I haven't taught anybody, they ask me, and then I write out a workflow.
Yeah.
But all I'm really doing now is writing out workflows and putting out fires. But they're trying to transition me out of it. So March 31st, I'm either moving to New York or LA. I haven't really decided.
Wow.
I'm traveling the entire month of April. So
Yeah.
I'm keeping my apartment in Boston for the month of April because I'm spending my entire rent just on a place for my cats to live.
Yeah. So you're not even considering Austin?
No, I'm not considering Austin at all.
Okay. And
I
where do you think you'll land? Like, if you're being honest with yourself, New York or Los Angeles?
Probably New York.
Yeah.
LA. To be honest, I want to start a podcast, and one of my really good friends who like we did a pilot for a podcast that went really well about 2 years ago, and then she moved to LA, and it just never took off. So my motivation for moving to LA would be to do this podcast with her. But LA is difficult. Like, it's hot.
You might not like it there. It might hurt your whole lifestyle, because I mean, it's a lot of interaction. It's like a social city, and Boston is nice because it's
Exactly.
kind of like Canada where you don't have to talk to people. Like I think you
Exactly.
and I both.
New York people mind their own business too. Like
Yeah.
New York people, and I'm not like this like introverted person who doesn't like to talk to people. I'm just really anxious and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So like
Seems like you know what to say. You've been saying plenty today.
Yeah, it never occurs to me to like ask somebody how their day's going.
Yeah.
Because frankly, it's like I just met you. Why do I like,
care? Yeah.
What am I, your therapist? Like, come
Yeah.
on. It's like sometimes I think I'm a sociopath
Yeah.
because until I really get to know somebody, I really don't care.
Yeah. I honestly used to be like that too. I feel like I used to be like that.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, my friends I care about. My friends I care what their day's doing. I care how their job is. I care about their family. But a random person I just met off the street, I really, it's difficult for me to like do that like small talk. How was your day? How like my entire act is about how
Yeah.
I can't handle.
Yeah.
I can't handle like a conversation where it's like I secretly don't actually care. I'm just pretending.
Yeah.
I just can't do that.
Hey, well, it seems like you think your time is very valuable, right? So it's like if you have to do anything you don't want to do for a period of time, it's not even worth it. You'd have to give
I
me
wouldn't even say that.
$10,000.
It's the mental capacity. I wouldn't even say like I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time doing puzzles. Like it's not like it's not like I'm this like person who's like solving world hunger.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing jigsaw puzzles.
But I always say there is a lot of good, like comedy does a lot more for people than you might realize, know. But yeah, like I'm curious because for me, like I'm curious what inspired you to do comedy and stuff because like I feel like we're a little bit similar in that way because for me, the career I chose, like engineering, it was so I was trying to get away from people. I thought it was going to be a certain thing where I'd be like creating things. And then I realized what it was, which is a lot of managing people, a lot of telling people to follow rules. And if they don't finding out how much money to take from them. Like it's a lot like being a lawyer where it's really soul sucking.
Yeah,
And that
that's exactly
inspired
okay.
and that inspired me a lot. And I'm curious for you where you're at on that. Like what inspired you to do comedy? And do you have a favorite comedian?
Yeah, so like um I my I went on I like hung around my friends. We used to like play like we used to like do this like karaoke game in my living room where we just kind of like sang songs and like I have no musical talent whatsoever. Like I'm probably in the lowest 3% of like I don't have a single song memorized. I don't know the lyrics to a single song. I could I can't sing along to a song. Like I'm like really like not good at music and they would have these parties at my house where we would do like karaoke and I just kind of like did it as a joke and sang songs really bad but I was actually trying. I'm just really really bad. And American Idol came to Boston. This is when American Idol was the biggest show in the country. This is in 2009 and 2010 and they had an audition and people were like, you should audition, you should audition, you should audition. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then my friend was like, I'll go with you if you audition.
Oh, there you
And
go.
exactly. And she was like, you have to wear a ridiculous outfit. And I was like, I don't have it in me to pick out a ridiculous
Oh
outfit.
yeah. Oh, you're telling
So
the story
she,
of your I
yeah,
saw
so she ended up going to Goodwill and she bought, I said, if you buy me something, I promise I'll wear it. But you can't tell me until the day of because I'm not going to have the balls to like if I have to think about it, I'm gonna back out. So she bought me that outfit that I wore, and then what people don't realize about American Idol is it was pouring rain. It was an hour away at Gillette Stadium, an hour south of Boston, and then it was pouring rain. And you sit. It's an 8 hour process. You stand in line before you even get into the
yeah.
stadium for like 2.5 hours
Yeah.
and then you sit in the stadium in the rain for another like 5 or 6 hours. And I was surrounded by people who were so into it and so like this is gonna be my big break. They were practicing, and I was
So it's not a fun hang.
no, it was actually it was fun. It was fun in that like you're around interesting like I saw some of the most talented people I'll ever see. Just like trying to get the camera's attention and like singing sporadic songs and it was an interesting hang, but it was cold and miserable. And as I was talking to people, I was getting more and more in character. I was careful not to sing, but I was getting more and more in character to be like, this is my big break. I'm really gonna like belt it out. I'm gonna go all out. And my whole thing is I'm never disappointed if I don't mind losing. Like what I mind is when I don't go all out and when I don't balls out. So I knew going into that if I went up there and I was like, I got a puck, I got a puck.
Yeah.
Like if I was shy in any way when I did that audition, I knew I would be upset.
Yeah.
So I ended up going, and it's a cattle call. Like people don't realize it's actually 3 days of auditions. The first audition day is like 8 hours long, and you audition. It's like four people audition, four people. You get like 20 seconds from the audience, and I belted Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On,"
Yeah.
and I belted it loud enough that my friend on the other side of the stadium heard my high note.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
and the
saw
people
some of
that
those
I spent
videos.
all day
How
with,
many views did it get?
um, this is another contention. This is how you know that I had no interest in stand-up comedy at the time that it aired. Was that when the show aired, I got fired from my job like 2 days later. Uh,
No.
yeah, or I got laid off from my job like 2 days later.
You
Um,
think it was because of the audition?
100%.
Yeah.
It was 100% why they like. It was like I was working for like it was like kind of a CPA firm, kind of a temp. I was like a glorified temp, and the the person that was like in charge of getting me clients was convinced that like people would just not want to work with me because I was a crazy person
Yeah.
on
Fair
American
enough.
Idol.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
after the show aired, and then I was trying to get a new job, and I would literally walk like people don't realize it was extremely viral at the time. It probably my guess is it got like 8 to 9 million views.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
like
at the time,
there,
that's
there
a
was
lot.
there was hundreds of videos, but I was walking into job interviews and they'd be like, "You were on American Idol. I know exactly who you are." And then I would spend the job interview talking about American Idol, talking about Simon, and then I would never hear back from him again
Damn
because
it.
nobody wants a crazy person from American Idol. But anyways, I went on YouTube and I put a copyright strike claim against every single video that I was in. So now there's like 2 videos that I'm in. There's one if you Google Janet McNamara American Idol. It's like a really grainy video that probably has like 30,000 views.
Yeah.
And it's one that came out like a year or two after the show aired, so I didn't care about it. And then there's one where it's the entire episode.
I've got a
But
question for you.
you would have to Google like season 10 episode 1,
Yeah.
but like you would have to like Google something very specific to find it.
Yeah, that's good.
But I wish I still had a video out there that had 10 million views. Like it's hard to like regret something you did when you were 25. But
Yeah.
I wish I didn't freak out and copyright strike them.
Yeah.
But at the time, I thought my career was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened was I got a job that they didn't Google me. They didn't really like know.
Yeah. Got lucky.
And frankly, like I'm very good at my job. Like I'm good at accounting. I'm not good at managing. But I'm really good at like figuring things out, and I'm really good at puzzles. So it's like once they find out I'm crazy, they don't care anymore.
Mhm.
They're willing to put up with the fact that I have shenanigans online because
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Oh, we
I
got
just
a
kicked
tip.
over. Yeah, I
You
just
back?
kicked over. I didn't realize it until like they make you freak out when you're in high school about your online presence, but people
Really,
don't
nobody
Google you.
sees. Yeah.
They really don't Google you,
Yeah.
and I didn't. Every job I've had, like I couldn't get a job for like 6 months because everybody recognized me, but
Yeah.
like people forget you exist real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
And once I wasn't recognizable, I got a job real fast. They didn't find out about American Idol until about 6 to 9 months later.
Yeah.
And then I've had like 4 or 5 jobs since then.
Yeah.
All of them eventually found out about American Idol and then about comedy. But frankly, like I refuse to talk about it at work.
Yeah.
Like if somebody brings up stand-up comedy, I deny that I even watch it.
Really?
Yeah. They know now because I quit my job and I told them that I was quitting my job to pursue stand-up comedy more seriously, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we knew," and I was like, "I didn't know you knew," and they
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, we just know that you don't want to talk about it."
Yeah, we know that you're not like us, is what they meant. You know?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think it helps in that like I don't know, they know I'm autistic at work, like they're not
Yeah.
stupid, and then they Google me and they're like, "Oh, she knows that," like, but they don't want me to tell them, like nobody wants you to, because if I tell them, then now they're liable.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And I frankly, like, I don't have an actual diagnosis, so I actually have no legal. It's
not
why I keep
protected.
trying to get the
You're not
diagnosis.
taking advantage of your.
Yeah, I have like no legal rights to
Yeah.
any type of thing because I don't have an actual because
Yeah. And there's so many people just getting free money because they have probably exactly the same thing that you have, probably less severe.
it's not free. You don't really get free money, but it's more like you get stuff like
Oh, you get free money. Trust me. You get free
Okay.
money for everything. Yeah.
I don't know about the free money thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like getting disability is actually harder than people realize it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. But I'm sure
Like,
they'll find a
Getting
way.
short-term disability isn't hard. But being on long-term disability is really hard.
Yeah. Well, no. You know what though?
At least in America, like you're not allowed to have savings. Like there's
Yeah.
all these like you're basically gonna be like living on like less than minimum wage for the rest of your life if you go on disability. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not much
fun.
more than paying your rent, for sure. I agree with you on there. You're not making any actual money. But yeah, no, I mean,
No.
but at the end of the day, at least you're employable. You know, Like,
I'm employable.
yeah, I haven't worked in 7 years. I mean, so my question for you is going to be, um, like, do you? So I think about this all the time because I've lost a few jobs in crazy ways, like, being myself, kind of like what you were doing with what you were doing in your free time with the American Idol thing, and how they crossed over and you didn't expect it. Like I actually don't love accountants because I have a story about an accountant that this job that I had at this one place. This accountant was like not good with computers, and he's like, "Hey, I I heard you know how to like get movies off of online," and I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And he's like, "Can you get me this movie off of the internet or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I torrented him a few movies. I gave him to him on like a thing, and I got fired for torrenting movies for an accountant at my job.
Did you do it in a work computer?
Uh, it was not on a work computer, but it was on the work internet. But I was working on location, so I was actually living in a trailer right beside my office. So I
Okay.
used their Wi-Fi like all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's not really fair for that to be the reason
It's
because
not like you were
I
doing it during hours.
exactly I didn't do it during work. Like I lived beside my office. So yeah,
Yeah.
what I was going to ask you is like, well, there's that one, and I've had got many others as well. But I ask myself sometimes, it's like, do I regret it, or was me just being who I am? Like, not, I don't really care if you're worried about your company being mad about me torrenting a movie or other little things that are quirks about me that I like. That's what I mean. I'm not employable. Like, I do things that I think aren't good for companies all the time, and I don't care. Um, but I don't regret losing some of those engineering jobs because of where I am now. Like
Yep.
once you find your financial independence in different ways or in however it ends up being, I realized that those were just things that were happening to me to get me to where I wanted to be, where I should be, because I wasn't meant to be stuck in that kind of an environment where you can
I'll
get in
let you know.
trouble.
I'll let you know in 5 years.
Yeah. So, oh,
Like
so you'll
right
let me.
now, like I'm like, you know, I'm not getting like I'm doing open mics. I'm not successful when
But
it comes to comedy.
no, but I feel like you got to. I hope I'm asking you, but I hope that you at least have. If you've been an accountant for that period of time, you probably have, you know, some real estate and stuff, right? You've probably.
No,
Oh,
I have retirement and I have savings. Like so, part of like me taking this time off is that like I could either buy I've I could like buy a house. Um but I don't want to be like cat I don't want to be like I didn't grow up with money. I don't want to be house poor. I don't want to end up in credit card debt and then have this house. So basically I'm taking the money that I would have normally invest in a house and
you're investing it in New York.
I invested it into this YouTube video that I put in. Like that
Oh,
cost me that was self produced. It wasn't cheap to put that
okay,
together.
okay.
And then I'm moving to New York. I'm gonna take some time off. I'm taking at least a 50, if not a 70% pay cut. In that, I'm gonna be a really, really um overqualified like entry level, a little bit more than entry level. Like I'm targeting jobs that I had 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I want to sit in a cubicle and I want to do bank recs. I don't. If somebody gives me a hard time, I want to go to my boss and say, "This person's giving me a hard time. Can you take care of it?" I don't want to be the person
Taking
because
care of it.
right now I'm in a job where you know if somebody gives somebody who's working for me a hard time, I have to step in and like I have to like manage all these people. I don't want to deal with.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just
The other
I
day
just
at,
want
at
to
one of my
people.
rental properties,
Yeah.
there was a guy that I had living in one of my houses, who I knew him from growing up, or I would have never let a guy. He kind of had an interesting look to him. I'll just put it that way. And I was aware that he had done some previous hard drug use. And one night, I had another tenant who lived in his area come up and say, "Hey, so and so is doing meth again, and he's walking around with a hatchet and 8 knives in his waistband, and he's threatening to kill you, me." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I had to have a little meeting with this gentleman in my living room with a hatchet in his waistband on meth. and I have a video or I have a video recording of it because that's what I do with all my meetings with crazy people. And so if you think some of the meetings you have are hard, hey, minus
Yeah.
58 degrees Celsius over here. I got it a little bit hard too. So,
Yeah.
perspective can be a good thing sometimes for anything, but it is good.
Oh, it's
I
perfect.
feel you though on wanting to
Like,
lessen your responsibility
I
at work.
know I don't have that. Like
It's not a
you
competition.
know, I work in a climate controlled office where I get free coffee and snacks,
So do I. Yeah.
and I listen to the Grateful Dead all day. Like I know that my life isn't hard.
Yeah.
It's just it's hard for me, but I know it's not hard. Like I personally ruminate all day long,
Yeah.
and
Well, hey,
I
you know what
yeah,
though? I know I'm sorry. I feel like I keep giving you like positive reinforcement, but like at least you have that music that can do that for you. Sometimes I'm jealous of people who get that out of music because sometimes I feel like I can't stop I ruminate too. Like I don't do puzzles so much like you. I more so like math, but that's what I can't stop either. And like I wish I could enjoy music as much as you do. So I
mm,
end up kind of getting stuck with that a lot. I use I think physical exercise in sports and stuff and competitiveness.
okay,
But then what does competitiveness do? It turns people against you, in my
yeah,
opinion, because
yeah,
you win or you lose, and then people are like, "Fuck this guy."
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
I was going to ask
But
you, what other
anyways,
jobs have you had other than the accountant thing?
so my first job, um, was at Dunkin' Donuts, which is like the most Boston stereotype thing that you could have.
Yeah,
But I think everybody at some point has worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I worked at the
my
Dairy
dad.
Barn.
This is nepotism. My dad was the Dunkin' Donuts manager, and I got a job
That's not the kind of
like
nepotism we want.
you're supposed to be 16 to get the job, but I got the job at like 14 or 15 because my dad was the manager,
Very
and
cool.
I had the inside on
The inside
how to work
track.
at Dunkin' Donuts. My dad was Dunkin' Donuts manager, and so I did that for a couple of years. Um, my mom was a bookkeeper, so like she sometimes like gave me data entry work to do as a kid. And then like in college, I worked in like an after school program with kids. And then out of college, I worked for like this company called Home Flow Wonders, which is like group homes for like kids. And I was like a residential counselor for them.
Hmm.
Uh, I got really burned out. It was a really difficult job. I was working a lot of hours. Um, you don't make a lot of money, which is fine because it's like all your expenses are paid because it was like I ate all my meals there. I had like almost no expenses at the time. I was like 22. But it was a really difficult job. Just working with kids all day, like troubled kids who are like emotionally unregulated.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went back to school. I got my master's degree. Um, and then, I started doing accounting work. I did that temp job, that like CPA temp job, and then went on American Idol. Got hired from that job. Got another job at like small internet company. I worked there for 5 years. Got another job at it was like an online like music company, and then I worked for a pharmaceutical, and then I worked for a law firm, and now I work for another law firm. So I've been doing accounting for like close to like 20 years, probably 17 or 18 years. I've
Yeah.
been doing accounting.
Yeah.
And then I did like social services for about 2 to 3 years, and
Mhm.
then I immediately burned out and went for the money.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fair enough. Can you tell me more about that podcast, that pilot that you made, and what's your plan is for that for the future?
sure, it's a podcast with my friend Laura, who Laura's like a Boston like I'm a little bit of a Boston stereotype, but she's way more of a. I'm from a town called Randolph. She's from Dorchester, which
Yeah.
is part of Boston. I'm from a suburb of Boston, and we just have a really good dynamic. She gets angry like that, and she gets that Boston rage,
Hmm.
and I'm really good at pushing her buttons.
Yeah.
Um, and we have a really good dynamic, in that both of us have all these stories of like growing up in Boston and growing up with just like the craziness of the 90s of just like all of us, we were parents of boomers who, you're just let loose. Like once you turn 12, you're pretty much considered an adult.
Literally,
Um,
yeah,
as like a Gen X kid. I'm a millennial, but I'm barely a millennial.
yeah,
I was born right on the cusp between Gen X and millennial. But like once you're 12, like they act like you're an adult. So it was like I had free. Both of us had free reign of Boston at the age of 12 or 13. I was taking the train to the city. There was this like I learned to sail when I was 12 because there's this program in Boston called community boating where for $1 they'll teach you how to sail.
wow,
Uh,
that's cool.
and it's the same price. It's been the same price for like 30, 40 years. Where for $1 for the whole summer, you learn how to sail. And so they have all these inner city kids that know how to rig a boat. Like
All
I
these
can
inner
sail.
city kids, and then you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not an inner city kid, but I definitely um, didn't grow up in. I grew up in like inner city, like kind of like um, like I did. Nobody in my school owned a boat.
Yeah,
Um, like I didn't grow up with people that had boats,
yeah,
but yeah, it's kind of just a crazy thing in Boston where it's like there's all these like kids that grew up in Boston that know how to sail because of this random program in Boston that just and all it really is a way to get kids to not be like hanging out and smoking pot.
exactly. Yeah, I know that with sailboats, my uncle has a sailboat where they make some smaller ones that are kind of all plastic. They're not
Yep,
amazing. It's kind of a little bit like,
sunfish. They call it
yeah,
sunfish.
you can do it, I think, for relatively affordably.
Yeah,
Uh,
a sunfish is about $800.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
but like the thing with a boat like that is that you have to be near water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not exactly cheap to be close enough to water where you can have this boat, and then you need a trailer. You need to have enough money where you live in a place where you can have a boat in your yard that somebody won't steal the boat. Like
Fair enough.
uh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like things involved in owning a boat. Like I couldn't own a like I had like at least three, if not four or five bikes stolen as a child. Like
Wow.
like
I
like
only had
nobody in my
one.
neighborhood was able to keep hold on to a bike
Yeah, yeah.
because
I had one bike stolen in my life, and then I knew that because the community was so small, somebody told me who the guy was who stole it, and then I just went to his house and got it back.
yeah. um there was once in Somerville, this is as an adult, my bike got stolen in Somerville where I live now, which is like where I live now is like it's the city, but it's like a very affluent area of the city, but it's still a city, like people still steal stuff. And I don't know what I was thinking, but somebody stole my bike, and I was so annoyed about it that I ended up finding the guy that stole the bike, and he was riding down the street riding my bike, and I turned my car around and I started yelling at him out my car, and I like accosted him, like I cut him off on the bike, and I like it was a man, it was like a grown man. And I like got out of my car and I started like yelling at him and I started fighting with him over the bike. And this was like an adult, and I was like, I must have been like 24. And
Wow. Seems like we found your next bit.
yeah, yeah, I actually, I completely forgot this even happened.
Yeah.
And he ended up like riding, he almost like ran away from me. Cause I think he was so thrown off by like me not being scared of him at all. And me not being scared of him was probably just a manic episode. Like I was probably just out of my mind.
Yeah.
Uh, like fixated on my bike being stolen. I called the police, and the police were like, "Wait, you got out of your car and you fought with him? Like, what? Like?" And they were just like, "Never, like, don't, like, if somebody steals stuff, like, call, like, don't approach people. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you do? Like the cop was like, he wasn't mean to me, but he was almost like, what are you doing with your life? Like,
Yeah.
why would you cut him off?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
I know it's crazy how they kind of expect you to just kind of accept petty theft nowadays in the way that
Yeah,
society is now.
Yeah.
they expect you to just be able to get over it when people steal small amounts of money from you. Because
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. It's
Um,
weird.
yeah. I where I currently live, a lot of bikes have gotten stolen too. And at one point, somebody took apart my fence to get my bike, and the guy that actually, my bike repairman, actually found it, like, in there's like a chop shop in there's like a very famous chop shop in Boston where it's like everybody knows where it is. If you want a stolen bike for $50,
Yeah.
you could buy a really nice bike, but you just have to know that it's stolen, and there's
Yeah.
probably a lock attached to it. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I ended
I
up
got a
getting
really
that bike
ironic
back.
one. Sorry, you go ahead.
I got that bike back that got stolen. My porch fell apart and it got stolen. Um, and the guy, I ended up just telling the guy, I was like, "That's my bike," and
Yeah.
he just
Oh
gave it
yeah.
back.
Oh, that's good. Nice guy, I
Because I
guess.
was like, yeah. I think it's like sometimes my voice is so monotone that people just don't know
Yeah. There's no
what to think.
emotion that you're expressing there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm so angry.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's a problem with my life is that like I'm so angry, but my voice just stays flat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much else to say to you.
Okay,
I think that I think you're making the right decision with what you're doing. I
thank you.
think that you should just go for it, and there's a 0% chance you're going to fail. But from what I've seen, the main thing is if you can continue to find a way to write new jokes, right? Um,
Yeah.
but you seem to have a good work ethic with your work and all that kind of a thing. So I mean, I think we just found one today. So I don't think there's any concern there. So yeah, good luck with all that. I'm excited to see your progression through that, and yeah,
All right, cool.
and thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
coming
It
on the
was
show
great
today.
having you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show today. And do you have anything else you want to say just to end this off? Maybe we'll re-promote your special there. And
Yeah, my specials on YouTube, Janet McNamara, Spotify. Um, Spotify's a little bit different than the YouTube. You can download it. You can get it anywhere.
yep,
It's available everywhere.
cool. All right. Well, that's Janet McNamara, everybody. And again, I will just say, you've got to go watch the special. It will literally be a good day. It'll be a good day if you watch that special. It's tremendous. If you don't laugh, you're a sociopath. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Janet. All right.
All
That's
right, thank you so
Canadian
much.
Talk.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I was worried you weren't going to answer because we got the time zone mix up.
Oh no, it's all good.
I'm sorry about that.
It's a cold day in Boston, so I'm home. I'm chilling.
Oh, I bet it's warm there. Do you know what it is here?
No.
Minus 50
What?
Celsius.
What?
Minus 50
Oh, I don't
degrees
know.
Celsius.
I don't know what that means.
In Fahrenheit? Oh, I don't even know if it works with the Fahrenheit equation. I think it's like minus 70 or 80 in Fahrenheit.
No, that's impossible.
Is that impossible? Let me look it up. What is minus 50 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
There's no way it's negative
Minus
70.
minus 58.
What?
Yeah. That's today. Yesterday was worse.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
It's a thing.
Minus 58.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's gonna get negative 17. Tomorrow. Like tomorrow. I think it's about -5 right now.
Fair enough. So yeah, you're only 50 degrees behind.
That's I didn't. I thought that was like Antarctica weather.
Well, that's basically where I am, essentially.
Yeah, I guess you're on the north side of Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's why do people live there?
Hey, I ask my parents that and myself that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an insane way to live.
Yep. I think it's a
How
bit of
hot
a
does
hideout.
it-
Sorry, go ahead.
How hot does it get in the summer?
It gets too hot in the summer. It gets to be like plus 40
What does that mean?
in Celsius. So that is like 120, 110. Yeah. Yeah. The temperature swings are wild.
Whoa.
Yeah. So hey,
I'll just try this way.
Oh, hey there. You want to come and meet her? This is my little lady right
Oh,
here, the
is that
queen
a
of
dog or a cat?
the queen of my world. This is a cat.
That's a cat. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
Is that good?
that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's
So
crazy.
you're ready? You ready to
Yeah.
rock?
Yeah. I just look completely cut off. That's all.
Oh yeah. No, on my side it's perfect. So
Okay. Sounds
okay.
good.
So
Yeah, let me know.
before we start, do you have any questions or anything? I tried to look a little bit, but I didn't see if you had been on podcasts before or.
I've been on podcasts before. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you done it quite a bit?
Not particularly. I've probably done 5.
Okay. Cool.
I probably haven't done
Yeah.
one for about a year.
I couldn't find them online. Were they audio only podcasts or was there video?
I believe they were audio only.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The last podcast I did was about, I want to say, about a year ago.
Fair enough. Okay.
Um,
Um.
oh, actually, I just did one like last week, but